What's up? Real MVPs, Ricky Widmer here, and welcome into another edition of MVP Games Live right here on twitch.tv/MVP Vids, or you're watching this after the fact on MVP Entertainment. Like I said, my name's Ricky Widmer. I am joined, as I am always, with my beautiful co-host, Soapy Muffin.
Hey, guys.
And Soapy, I realized something, and I only realized this because you changed your Discord picture, and the background is now more lighter, and this is going to bug me the entire show now. But on the right side of your screen, you know how I've got like the thick black bars around us?
Yeah.
Well, yours on the right, there's a little clip of it that isn't like it's a little indent where it's not like, it feels like it should be black. And now I'm like, the entire show, I'm like, shit, I gotta fix that. Shit, I gotta fix that. Shit, I gotta fix that. But that's just how it is. Things change. And I go, oh shit, that's a mistake. But we got a jam-packed show for you guys today, talking about some numerous things like a new Batman game, Call of Duty, Xbox, a little bit of Marvel's Avengers. But before we get into everything, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Number one, we have opened up the Discord server to everybody. So Discord link will be in Twitch chat. You can do !Discord for that. You can also go ahead, if you're on YouTube, down below in the description, there will be a link to the Discord. You just go ahead, click that link, and you can go ahead and join today. Talk with the MVP guys, talk with everybody that is in the MVP family in the Discord with the numerous things, sports, gaming, entertainment. Thank you, Philly Sean, putting the Discord link in Twitch chat. Also, patreon.com/MVP Vids is how you help support the channel. Make sure we can do what we do for you each and every day. These will eventually be on podcast services. Thank you for your patience on that. And I think that is everything that I have for housekeeping today. So, Soapy, I know your internet cut out. I hope you can still hear me. Let's get into the first topic we have today, and it's WB Montreal. And are we getting a Batman game announced on Tuesday, August 18th? And here is the story. It is from IGN and our boy. Well, I say our boy. We don't know him, but we use a lot of his articles as he writes, Joe Skrebels. This one has a couple updates, so it's going to be a little long. So he wrote originally that WB Games Montreal is once again teasing its new project, long rumored to be a Batman game set around the Court of Owls. It looks like, though, we'll see an announcement or reveal of some kind tomorrow, August 18th. And basically, WB Games Montreal put out a little tweet of a video. It's like a little like red kind of tic-tac-toe thing with a circle with numbers coming in, and it's very cryptic if you ask me, where it could be anything. And they've got symbols flashing. An update to this, because there have been two since he wrote this out. It says source code for the R3DACT 3D website points to an extended trailer or extended teaser campaign taking place over the course of this week, perhaps ending in a video being unlocked to view on Friday, August 21st. As spotted by IGN's Jordan Oloman, several parts of the website source include references to radio numbers and codes, and one section seems to imply that there will be a code to input every 24 hours from tomorrow. Entering that code successfully will see you asked to return the next day for another clue. Another section mentions a video in connection to Days 4 entry, perhaps indicating that a trailer of some kind will be unlocked once the codes have been entered. Then a second update says, fans continued to find secrets in the website teasing the game, presumed next Batman game, but it seems the developers have stopped fans from getting too far into their sleuthing. Discovered in the website was an image of what appears to be part of a map file and an icon pointing to a specific location. Fans were able to discover a code that needed to be entered into the website. It appears, however, that secret codes will be needed in days leading up to the unveiling of their next project at DC Fandom. So, Soapy, I'm just going to ask you, am I going to be happy? Are we going to get a Batman game this week? Am I going to be overjoyed and excited that I get to jump back into a Batman game by WB Games Montreal? Uh-oh. Is it my internet? Is it his Discord?
Man.
That was me this time. Could you have heard me the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't hear a lick of what you said. It was my Discord. My Discord's doing the same thing that it does. So yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with that. God, I hate my Discord sometimes. But now you can answer the question because the people can now hear you.
Okay. Yeah. I am super excited for it. I hope to God it's one. And like I said, I don't know what you would consider the worst Batman game, but it doesn't matter because they're all good. So
probably
hopefully this
Origins would be the worst one, right? Or would it be Arkham Knight?
Maybe. See, I'd probably go Origins, but even that Origins still a good game.
Yeah.
So
I didn't have a problem with Origins. It was basically white bread. You know what I'm saying? Like stealing that from MVP Sports Live and Dave. It was just kind of like, it's a Batman game. Was it the Batman game I wanted? No, but like it was a good Batman game.
Yeah, and they're basically just like, oh, Batman's doing all this in one day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, didn't that take place like Christmas? Wasn't that the setting? Or was it just in the winter? Oh, he muted.
All right, sorry about that.
Okay, it's okay. Did that one take place in Christmas? I can't remember.
Oh, Origins? Yeah.
Okay.
Because that was the one that's like Batman stopped like 15 different villains in one night.
That's right. I remember the scene where he was basically like it was him or the Joker. You like busted out the window and fell all the way down. But the thing that I kind of realized when they were doing the updates of the article were I don't think we're going to get an announcement tomorrow. I think that this is actually so on Friday. The entire DC Fandom schedule was released. And they've got panels for Wonder Woman 1984. They've got panels for like the Batman movie's going to have something. Black Adam panel, Aquaman panel, Shazam panel. But slated in right at 1:30 Eastern time, they have a Warner Brothers Games Montreal announcement. And it's only for 15 minutes. So after we get a half-hour presentation about Wonder Woman 1984, to me, this is something where it's like, I feel like we need this game because I can't go through another time, Soapy, like where I remember it was, fucking how long ago was it? Was it a year ago? Where they released like a Court of Owls image. And I was listening to podcasts about it, and they were all getting hyped. We're getting an announcement tomorrow. We're getting Batman tomorrow. Oh, my God. Soapy, I'm just going to say, this better be it. I can't go one more time of a fake announcement or a fake, like, oh, this could be it. This could be Batman, and then it not be Batman. Like, if this is not a Batman game on Saturday, I may riot. And I may burn things to the ground. That is how mad I will be.
Going down.
Yeah, burn it down. I'm not gonna hit anybody with kendo sticks and
or
bruise them.
Out with a chair.
Don't worry, Dominic. You're not gonna get hurt by me. But like, that's a fear I do have because of how many times they have teased us before and haven't given us what we expected. So there's a part of me that's like, I hope we're not getting our hopes up by thinking, yes, it's a Batman Court of Owls game.
Yeah. Also, I just want to briefly speak on the like the promotional stuff.
Go
I
ahead.
love when companies do shit like that. I love it. Well, because I remember it was, and I can mostly equate it mostly because they have like, oh, you have to go to this website and everything. It's like that's kind of like what Overwatch did.
Yeah.
With when Sombra was coming out, like legitimate hackers were like the ones who were actually finding shit out about the character.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying,
like as it was coming out,
like,
because it was basically Blizzard was leaving a breadcrumb trail to follow.
But here's the thing,
and you probably can't hear me.
I can hear you. You can't hear me probably. Yeah. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. I could hear you. You could not hear me.
Okay.
So I can hear you now. We're just gonna have to deal with this the entire day. I don't give a shit. But basically what I was saying is that's fine and all, but in Overwatch, I knew what the end goal was. I knew we were getting a new hero. I'm saying I'm gonna be mad if it's not a Batman game. Because
I was just talking about the promotional.
Yeah, so like
I think that's just a cool idea.
If they give me a Batman game on Saturday, this has all been really cool. But like if you don't give me a Batman game, then it's like you've led me on kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to talk about Call of Duty. They're doing the same exact thing where they're giving teasers, but they're not necessarily giving us an answer. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still questions out there, although we think it's Cold War. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be a Batman game. I'm pretty sure on Saturday, I'm going to be happier than a pig in slop because you guys know that I may have MLB on MLB The Show on my other computer, but you know damn sure I'm going to be watching that DC Fandom all day because that Saturday to me, basically, so I'm going to do it in my time, which is Central Time. 12 o'clock, we've got Wonder Woman 1984. 12:30, we got the Batman game. Then, Sandman Universe is kind of but I'll watch it. But introducing the Flash at 1:45. A Suicide Squad panel. John Cena's supposed to be in that at 2 o'clock. Legacy of the Bat. We also have a Batman panel later on at 7:30. You've got a Snyder Cut thing, which I'm not excited for Snyder Cut, but I'll still watch it. Black Adam at 5, Aquaman at 6, Shazam at 6:30, and of course at 7 o'clock, the Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, which is the game Suicide Squad that Rocksteady is doing. I'm going to be happy that entire game because they're going to give me information on everything that I want to hear about. I just cannot. I just hope that they're going to give me a Batman game and announce a Batman game on Saturday, and they don't pull the wool over our eyes because I feel like if they do, that's going to burn me a little bit. But let's move on, Soapy. Unless you got any final thoughts on this before we move on.
No, that's basically it.
Okay. We're going to move on, though, into a topic that we were going to talk about on Thursday. And then we said, oh, wait, there's probably going to be more. We're going to talk about this on Friday. And then we didn't do the show because your power went out on Friday. And I, to be honest, was like, fuck it. If I'm going to do it alone, I'm just going to stream instead. Which I did later that night. But we have a ton of Call of Duty 2020 things to kind of unpack here, which it starts out with, I got to find out the first one because I've got 4 articles here that all give us good shit, but I got to figure out what's the first one. So early on, there was the images being in, okay, here it is. So first off, there was images being shown in Warzone maps. That was kind of like the feed was kind of going and getting all jumbled up like a TV. And the main thing that it said was know your history. And then it gave us a line in Russian, which I'm assuming was know your history in Russian. Also, there were mystery boxes dropped hints ahead of game reveal. So this is from GameSpot. That said, let's see. Another day, another Call of Duty teaser. Activision recently sent out promotional packages to a variety of sites and streamers, instructing them not to open the mysterious boxes until Monday, August 10th. This all appears to be in part of an ARG leading to the reveal of the new Call of Duty game for 2020. Those boxes contain slide projectors and a variety of slides, which have now led fans to a teaser website, and it looks as if the next piece of the puzzle will be coming this Friday, which was last Friday, August 14th. It certainly seems to fit in line with the themes of Black Ops. However, nothing has been confirmed on that front. Here's a rundown on everything we've learned so far, and you can go to GameSpot for the complete rundown. We've got to move on with this. That's why I'm doing that. Then when we get to the website, so the Pawn Takes Pawn, so this is from Games Radar. The Call of Duty 2020 website has received another mysterious update, this time hinting heavily towards the Cold War setting that has been long rumored for Treyarch and Raven Software. The PawnTakesPawn.com /TV page now plays various clips of American news broadcasts during the Cold War, while the post-it note in the corner of the TV now directs users to the third new page for the website, which displays the following image above. And the image is basically a chessboard with a notebook on it, and it's got a piece of paper with like blacked out things, kind of like where you do like the declassified. Yeah, it's redacted, like the where you see in like declassified articles. And basically they have said that if you go to PawnTakesPawn.com /tangled web, and you'll be able to read a new message that's just as cryptic as all the previous ones. Basically, Soapy, I'm going to ask you, when are we going to get Call of Duty 2020 Cold War announced? Because it looks like Call of Duty is doing the same thing that WB Montreal is doing. I love it. But does this mean the Cold War, the next Black Ops game, is going to be coming from Treyarch and Raven Software?
I mean, definitely. If the news broadcaster from the Cold War, they're like if they're showing classified documents, the last time we saw Treyarch use documents like that was in, I believe it was Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
Of where that actually took place in the Cold War. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting another rendition of the Cold War. I just kind of wish we had more on like what specific time, or is it covering the whole Cold War? Because the Cold War wasn't just like 4 years and done. That was like, I mean, I think it started before the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
It started like before that, and it basically ended in the, I want to say 80s, I think. I don't exactly remember, but it was basically like 30 years.
We may be playing an altered timeline of the Cold War, because I kind of think of, so I watched Umbrella Academy recently, and it took place, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it took place in between like 1960 and 1963, which was same time, Cold War, JFK. I have a feeling this might be that same time. So the early 60s into the 60s, and this could be a modified time, like a modified history thing of what would happen if things escalated in the Cold War.
Okay, yeah, I could see something like that happening. And because, you know, we've seen games in the past be able to pull off the alternate timelines well. Because that's what Wolfenstein's entirely built off of. Is basically, what if the Nazis were competent?
Yeah.
And, you know, that's something that I think it's an interesting thing to dig into. Because, like, obviously, if they tie it into the Cuban Missile Crisis, we probably see a nuke go off in the game. Because we got real close with Cuba.
Yeah.
Like, it was basically, I think that was the highest. It's like DEF CON is what they call it, right?
Because like DEF CON 6, right?
Yeah, like that was the highest we ever got.
So you're the history buff out of the two of
Okay.
us. They were gonna bomb Florida, right? Cuba was gonna shoot.
I mean, they were just gonna shoot nukes anywhere.
Okay. I couldn't remember if, like, with us, if they were gonna target, Florida. Like, for example, nowadays, there's reports that, like, oh, the North Koreans have targeted Chicago and New York and shit like that. But we're nowhere near, I feel like, the level that it was for the Cuban Missile Crisis. That's just something I didn't know if they, like, had an exact location. But the one question I want to ask you, and this is just kind of circling in my head, if they do the alternate history, do you think that JFK doesn't get assassinated in the game? And it's like,
my bad.
No. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I think he still gets assassinated.
Okay.
I think the only thing is, I think the stuff, like, I almost kind of feel like there would be a thing of, like, and especially, it depends on how far into the Cold War they go.
Yeah.
Like, I think the presidencies basically stay the same, but I think what a lot of it may be is, especially with early 60s and everything, like, that's us gearing up to go to Vietnam. They may have it that we escalate our actions in Vietnam more. Like,
Good
that may
point.
be something. Because the whole thing is, like, they're probably going to show us, I mean, this is something we know in real life, that, do you know what the Gulf of Tonkin incident is?
No. Go ahead and tell me.
It's basically the U.S. faked their ship in the Vietnam, or like the Gulf of Tonkin, being attacked by North Vietnam so we could justify going to war. And it was proven to be fake because there's a phone call, I think, between, it's either Lyndon B. Johnson or it's someone else. I know McNamara is involved in it.
Yeah.
But basically it's shown that they lied about it so that basically someone could escalate the war effort. And, like, I think we'll probably see something like that. But with alternate history, they'll probably be like, oh, it actually happened.
Sorry about that on YouTube. Twitch right now, people are coming back in. On Twitch, sorry about that. My Streamlabs basically said, no, you're not streaming anymore. And is doing that weird shit it's doing. So I don't know where it cut off. I think it was during Soapy's thoughts, but this is going to be an abrupt jump cut. So I apologize for that already, but just to continue our conversation, Soapy. So the Vietnam War was 1955 to 75 from what it says. I wouldn't be surprised if in this Call of Duty game, there wasn't, like, what they usually do, where it's like, sometimes you're playing in this story with this British character. Sometimes this, like, there's different stories going on around the world. So I wonder if there's going to be a Vietnam aspect to it, where it's like, no, bro, like, we're playing in that, like, kind of like you said, where we're escalating our involvement in Vietnam more. But I wonder if there's another part of, like, hey, something different happened in this timeline to where things between us and the Russians actually escalated, because that was a unique thing that, and I'm going to bring in Umbrella Academy again, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but I am going to say one thing from, like, the first episode. So the entire season of this season's Umbrella Academy is basically at the end of season, basically they get sent back in time, and all 7 siblings kind of get mixed up. Like, one gets thrown, they all appear in the same location, like the same exact spot, but one's in 1960, one's in 1963, one's in 1964. Like, they're all, like, different years or days, but it's still the same alley, the same spot. And the one that can do the time traveling got sent into a time where it was the Soviets invading Dallas, and he saw, like, the end of the world. And that's kind of the MacGuffin of, oh my God, we've got to save the world again from an apocalypse. So I wonder if the Call of Duty game is going to do something similar to that, where something happens in the game that didn't happen in real life, and the Soviets either invade America or we either invade Soviet Russia to escalate things in the video game.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, I could see something like that happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly just with the alternate history thing.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, this could be just completely us just basically talking out of our ass at this point.
That's all it is. It's speculation, which I love topics like these because we can just speculate.
Yeah. And, like, I think it's going to be something of, like, they may show that, like, don't get me wrong, in the Cold War, both sides were just absolute dickheads to each other.
Yeah.
But, like, I think it'll be, like, a mixture of, like, they'll show, like, don't just believe one side in this game. Like, I think, for instance, like I said, if they do something like the Gulf of Tonkin, I don't think they would, because that's such, like, an obscure thing with Vietnam.
Yeah.
Well, I say obscure, but that led to Operation Rolling Thunder, and, oh boy.
Yeah.
If they try to find a way to fucking up the ante with that one, when I think that was the largest bombing run ever, I don't want to know what the fuck they're going to do with it, because... But it's... I'm debating... I don't think we see, like, any... Like, the Soviets invade America or something like that. I think it's just we see their involvement.
America?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, just in general. Like, I don't think we see anything that it's, like, direct war between U.S. and Russia, but, like, it'll be, I think they ramp up the, like, involvement in certain things. Like, it may just be, like, oh, you're not only fighting Viet Cong in Vietnam or something. Like, you're actually fighting, like, Russian soldiers.
Okay.
Like, it's more than just what it actually was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm interested. This is the first time in a while I've actually been hyped for a Call of Duty game.
So, you know what I just thought of in my head? So, we are in different locations, obviously. I'm in Chicago, you're in Michigan. But my thought process for this, and I know it's kind of stupid because one of us would not be playing the game. But like a game like this, we could, if we wanted to, do a joint, like, let's play for this. Because, like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, how it would have to work because of different locations is, like, one of us is playing and recording and then streaming it through Discord to the other person. But I'm like, I'm just sitting here thinking, man, this would be a great game for both Soapy and I to play to get our reactions while we're playing the game. Maybe by that time we're doing shit in an actual studio. Patreon.com/MVPvids, guys. But Soapy, let's move on. YouTube, this will be another jump cut because, like I said, my shit decided to go too literal shit. And we're just going to have to deal with this the rest of the show. But we're going from Call of Duty into the Avengers. And this is from Jordan Oloman at IGN. Marvel Avengers, 15 unannounced characters reportedly found in Datamine. Article reads, 15 unannounced characters have reportedly been datamined from the Marvel Avengers beta, including the likes of Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, War Machine, and Marvel. With the game's beta now in wild, it didn't take long for data miners to begin pulling it apart and looking for hints as to the game's future. The two separate delves into the code reveal listings for multiple unannounced players. Here's the list. Ant-Man, the Wasp, Vision, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Falcon, Marvel, Mockingbird, Quake, Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, Kate Bishop, She-Hulk, and War Machine. Initially, a data mined series of strings were hosted by Pastebin and posted to Marvel Avengers subreddit by user 6+4=52, revealing that Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, Kate Bishop, blah, 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 and Peter Parker were listed as having challenge cards in the game. Basically, what this goes down to is, at the end of the article, and this is what I wanted to get to, is, if legitimate, the leaks raise an interesting talking point. Many of these heroes have similar powers to existing heroes. She-Hulk, War Machine, Kate Bishop, etc., which could mean they'll act as skins or echo characters, potentially sidestepping the fact that Marvel's Avengers won't allow two of the same characters in a team. Soapy, my question to you is, do you think, obviously, if like they have these characters in the game, they're going to have story missions for these games, but do you think that they will do it to where, let's say I want to play Iron Man, because Iron Man and War Machine act as the same, and they're like echo characters. Do you think they'll do it as, well, if I pick Iron Man, you can't pick War Machine?
Oh, no, I mean, they count as two separate people, technically, so I think
but
they'll find a way.
But are they going to, I'm sorry to cut you off, are they going to do it where, but they are too similar to where you can only pick one character of this category? So like She-Hulk and Hulk would be the bruisers. Or would they have it where, hey, you could have two Hulks because you have She-Hulk and Hulk in your lineup?
I think they're just going to have it. You can't play as the exact same character.
Okay.
Mostly because they wouldn't want the chance of, like, let's say, hypothetically, Thor's broken as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to make the game, like, super easy because everyone can play Thor.
Yeah.
I think what they're probably going to go for is, like, you can't have, like, mirror people of, like, oh, you can't have two Iron Mans and two Black Widows, which that sounds like a really weird fucking team to me, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy that they're not letting people play as the same characters, mostly because that'd be not fun, especially since the Avengers is such a vast group.
Yeah.
And, like, I think they may run into the issues that, like, War Machine and Iron Man may play very similar to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Hulk and She-Hulk will basically play the same. But, like, you know, I think they'll find a way to do it. Because a lot of times in games like this is kind of the same type of thing as, like, what MOBAs have. Of, like, you have to make characters feel unique.
Yeah.
In their own special way.
Like,
and I think
Smite,
they'll be able to pull
League
it
of
off.
Legends, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Like, games like that, it's like, for instance, because I can mostly relate at this point, it's the new god that was released, Tsukiyomi, is basically Susanoo, but better. And it's literally, like, he just feels unique compared to Susanoo, but, like, they play exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I feel that's going to be the type of thing that you experience in this game. And, like, obviously, it's not a MOBA, so it's going to be different. But, like I said, Iron Man and War Machine, they're going to play similar, but they're going to be different enough that they're distinct characters.
For me, I agree with you. And the thing that I'm going off of is I'm relating it to a game that I play in Overwatch, where you've got, the way I look at it is, think of She-Hulk and Hulk as tanks. You could play as Reinhardt and Diva and have two tanks on your team. And the other thing that, like, and the reason why I use that is, of course, people say, yeah, but, like, one shoots guns, the other one swings a huge hammer. I would even say, like, Soldier 76 and Tracer. They both shoot guns, right? Well,
yeah.
Do they have the same abilities? No. They've got different abilities. They've got different tools. And that's what I feel like is going to be, like, maybe there's a mission where you're like, hey, it's actually good having She-Hulk and Hulk on the team because maybe her rage ability is different than Hulk's. Maybe her ultimate is a different thing. Like, that's where the thing we're going to have to wait and see is the three, like, special abilities you get, with one of them being the ultimate. How are they different from one another? And does maybe, hey, something that She-Hulk has benefits Hulk and makes him stronger, or something Hulk has benefits She-Hulk and makes her stronger, to where that's the thing I want to wait and see is we only got in the beta after you did the 3 story missions to really play as 4 characters: Black Widow, Kamala Khan, Hulk, and Iron Man. So the one thing in the beta that we don't get to do is that experimentation of different teams, because it was the same 4 people every time. Where when the game comes out, You'll be able to put Thor in a team, Cap in a team. Maybe like Falcon. Falcon's a good example. Might be similar to Iron Man and War Machine because he can fly like them, but he might have a little bit of Black Widow mixed in there too because he's got technically guns and stuff. So like for me, that's the thing I can't wait with these characters is how are they going to mix together? And I think they are going to have it where, yes, you can't have two Thors on a team, but you can have a Hulk and a She-Hulk, a War Machine and an Iron Man. I'm trying to think maybe like a Doctor Strange and a Scarlet Witch, a Black Panther and a Captain America. Like this is just going to be, and maybe it's a good thing for the game. We got to wait and see. This will just give you more options to basically form the best strike team that you can get and a strike team that you want to play with the play style of the hero you want to main.
Yeah, and especially because like with the Overwatch thing, I think if they were going to do that, I think they would have put a classification on a character.
Yeah.
Like you see in Overwatch. Like when you look at their stats and anything, it tells you they're a tank.
Yeah.
So I think unless if that's something that gets added after the beta, which would be pretty weird.
Yeah.
Like you think that would be something that would already be there? Yeah, I mean, I think it's something we need to wait and see to really figure out. Because like I said, I think that it's just going to be you can't have mirror match. Like you can't have mirror characters as each other. But also, like, I mean, obviously, you know, there's the 15 characters that we found. Like, I almost wonder, like, who comes after? Because, I mean, we already know Falcon, or, no, not Falcon, it's like Hawkeye, I think.
We know Hawkeye is going to be the first DLC character, basically.
Yeah, and then Spider-Man's coming out at some point. It's like, do we get Bucky? Like, I kind of just interested to see where we go with that.
Well, the last thing I'll mention with that is, so I think the thing that people should be talking about with this is not the fact of like, oh, will they be played together? Because Winter Soldier is on there. So we are getting Bucky. It's, holy shit, they've got these 15 characters mapped out. When am I going to get to play? Because we know that they have a year of content based. And then depending on how well the game does, they might continue pumping out characters after that. Like, is this the year? Is this 15 characters in 1 year? And they're just going to be spaced out, and like this is our preview and what we could be seeing. I think that's the discussion that most people should have, and if you're excited for any of these, you should be. I don't think it's going to be only these 15, because I think with popularity, Deadpool could be a character. They'd be dumb not to do Wolverine as a character for these Marvel games. But Soapy, before we get into the last topic, yet again, like Dave popped into our call and said Streamlabs can suck a dick. It can. It could be my router too, but like every other, like here's the thing of it, and I'm gonna vent again about it, where Discord's playing nice right now. It's just Streamlabs. Like my tablet internet, everything I'm searching on my tablet, no problem. Nothing like I'm not losing internet connection. It's just Streamlabs is being a dick. But thank you guys for barreling through this. It's usually Games Live that gets stuck with this, Soapy. Not Sports Live, just Games Live. But Shorty But A Goodie, before we get into the last thing we're talking about, the first one is just kudos points for thank you for doing what you're doing. This comes from The Verge, Tyler Lyles. Ubisoft fires former Assassin's Creed Valhalla creative director following investigation. Eshrap Ishmael, former CD for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, has been fired by Ubisoft, Bloomberg reports. Ishmael stepped down from his role and took a leave of absence in June after a fan accused Ishmael of lying about his marital status in order to pursue a romantic relationship with her. As a result of investigations, Ashraf Ishmael has been dismissed from Ubisoft and is no longer an employee, a spokesman for Ubisoft told The Verge. Kotaku also viewed an internal message sent to employees confirming the company had terminated Ishmael's employment following an external investigation.
People, stop being so fucking weird. Please. Like, it's not hard. Just be a decent human being. understand when you're being creepy. No boundaries. Also, if you're married, for the love of God, you have a goddamn wife. Like, stay loyal. What happened to, just basically you put a ring on it, you stay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Just do that. Don't be creepy. Don't be going after people and all that fun stuff. It's like, dude, just leave them alone. All right.
Yeah.
Basically, leave them kids alone. Leave them alone.
I don't know what it is, if it's like a position of power thing, or it's like oh, look at me, I'm so cool, I'm the CD of a gaming company. But like, you're right, Soapy, just don't be creepy. And like, if I put it this way, if you're gonna get married, stay faithful. If you're gonna hit on women and want to sleep with a bunch of women, hey, guess what? Don't get fucking married unless you're polyamorous. That's a whole other bag of worms. That like is got their own set of rules. That is it okay, a-okay. Or if you're in an open relationship, like that's one thing. But like when it comes to the marital stuff, if you're in a committed relationship and you're married, don't fucking stick your dick in anything. Don't hit on anyone. Like, come on, be a good person is what it comes down to. The other Shorty But A Goodie that I am excited for, because I was on the side of, I felt like this campaign was a little bit shorter than I thought. This is from Video Game Chronicles. Resident Evil Village will reportedly be the longest RE engine game ever. So longest Resident Evil engine game will be Resident Evil Village. Soapy, like I said, the last one that I believe was Resident Evil, if I'm getting my Roman numerals right, was 7.
I don't think it had Roman numerals. I think it was just Resident Evil Biohazard. I think.
Yeah, I'm just going off because I know Village is Roman numerals. So I'm like, wait, this one's 8, so that one would be 7. I thought the campaign was a little short, or a little like cut short, but like I brought this up to you before, and you were like, "Oh, great, that's news. Resident Evil games are usually long as shit."
Yeah, well, or at least the older ones, like holy fuck, dude. Because half the game.
Maybe this is them going back to their roots, though.
Yeah, okay, cool. I can't wait till I have a side view of my character, and everyone's like, look at this spooky dog that jumps through the window, and then you look at it in today's lens of horror, and it's like, that's like the least scary thing in existence.
Yeah.
Like, the Burger King sneak game is more terrifying than the original Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm just saying, this is for Discord. The Burger King sneak game slander needs to end.
And yet again, another cutoff because, like, as Dave said, Streamlabs can suck a dick today. But I don't know where this cut off, where Soapy and I were talking about the Burger King sneak game. But we're just going to go on into our last topic. This is a kind of shitty sausage for today. The sausage is taking a long time and a rough time getting out of the grinder. But that's just how it goes sometimes. I want to thank you guys for sticking through with us today. But Soapy, the last thing I want to talk about, and it's because this is a game near and dear to your heart. It's a game franchise that is near and dear to your heart. And we spoke about it. I
haven't even played the goddamn game yet.
When it got delayed. But apparently, Phil Spencer revealed Xbox considered splitting Halo Infinite into sections. This is from VGC, article written by Andy Robinson. Speaking during Gary Whitta's Talking Animal Twitch show, Spencer apologized for not hitting expectations, but said he believed the delay was the right decision for Xbox and Halo. Let me start by just recognizing the fans and the fact that it's a bummer. And this is all Spencer now talking. It is disappointing to people. It's disappointing to us. We were looking forward to the alignment of Halo Infinite and Xbox Series X. He added, in the end, I have to make the right decision. The strength of the Halo franchise, the health and availability of the team are things tracking towards the quality of where you want the game. However, it just didn't feel right. No, wait. Yeah. It just didn't feel right to all of us, like the Halo release that we would have wanted. I'll apologize to the fans, but I never like to set up expectations and then not hit them. But I also believe we're making the right decision in the long run for both Xbox and Halo customers. And that was in his response when it was said that they considered breaking it up into sections or individual parts. Soapy, I'll ask you, what would you have thought if Halo said, or Xbox said, hey, Halo Infinite's coming out, but it's going to be coming out in sections rather than an entire game right away?
I would have hated it. And it's because I hate when games do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just wait until the whole game is out. Like, obviously, it's because we've talked about it before with Destiny.
Yeah.
That basically would have been the same thing with Destiny, except they write it off as like, oh, it's DLC.
Yeah.
No, it's just you guys took like 2 years to make a really shitty game and then fixed it.
I was totally going to bring Destiny up. You stole my thunder. You stole my thunder, Soaps.
Hey, man, you can be the lightning to my thunder. But that's besides the point.
Well,
it's basically just...
Can I throw this in there? Like, another reason why I'm glad they didn't split it up is the fact of, what, you would have charged $60 for part 1, $60 for part 2, and $60 for part 3, and I'm paying $180 for a game I should have just paid $60 for?
Oh, no, I think what they probably meant was you would pay $60 at the start.
And then it would be like free DLC?
Yeah, and then it basically would be like massive updates.
Yeah.
Because, does just games in general nowadays love massive updates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every time when one of my friends updates Call of Duty, he's like, why the fuck is this like 60 gigabytes?
Didn't Red Dead have massive updates?
Yeah, all of them do. I don't know why, just all of a sudden with this generation of games, we're just like, oh, cool. We don't know how to, like, compress files anymore.
Is it because of the upkeep and everything? Like, everything they have to do with the game is just fucking massive? So
No,
that's why?
Like, even, like, with really minor updates, it's still, like, a gigabyte when, like, the same things would get changed last gen, and it's, like, 5 megabytes at most.
Yeah.
And now with this gen, they're like, hold up, buddy. I see you only have 100 meg. It's like basically, I see you have 1 gigabyte left. That'd be a damn shame if I took that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because there's a leaf in this game that's not rendering properly.
Like Phil Spencer said, is it a bummer? And we talked about this when it got delayed. Is it a bummer that Halo Infinite got delayed? Yes. Is it a bummer that it's not coming out when the Xbox Series X releases? Yes. But like he echoed, and I agree with this, this was the right decision. This was the decision because nobody wants it to be like when Soapy mentioned Destiny. I was going to say the same thing. No one wants it to be like that, where you're sitting there. Plus, you've got the other side of it of, oh, fuck, what game was it? Oh, The Division. So I got really hyped into The Division 2, right? But then it was like the story. I got through the story. I played a couple of like the missions you do online. And by the time the next update came out, I'd fallen out of the game. You don't want that to happen if you're Halo, where someone finishes the story so soon that by the time you're coming out with that next update, there's another game that has taken that person's time and they go, oh, well, I'll get to Halo, and then they never end up getting back to it like they would have if it was just all out in one game.
Yeah, and that's something that I really am happy that Microsoft decided to stay their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, if releasing it in parts, what releases first? Does multiplayer come first? Does the story mode come first?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the problem with games that have single player and multiplayer. What comes first in that type of scenario?
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, you know, we keep bringing up Destiny. Games like Destiny, you can kind of get away with it because, like, they're kind of almost always online.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can obviously do stuff solo, but, like, that's where it becomes the problem of where a game like Halo, where it has a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
It has, like, multiplayer. Like, we may see Firefight again. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
We may see Forge mode again. Who knows?
Yeah.
If we do, what parts of those come in a later thing? Because I think multiplayer and campaign is something that if the game did launch in 2, you have to make a big decision. All right, all we've seen from Halo Infinite so far, campaign, campaign, campaign. Do you launch the multiplayer first?
No.
Because that's what most people are going to play.
Yeah, but I would like it in the situation you just said. You hyped up the campaign to not give the campaign. That's gonna maybe burn some people, and then that's not what you want to do.
Yeah. So that's why I absolutely fully appreciate that. Like, I'm just saying, I've never gushed as much. I mean, obviously, I've said, I gush for Shroud. I'm not gonna repeat the phrase of what I said for Shroud.
S&M-Ds, Soapy, S&M-Ds.
Yeah, but yeah, it's I love the fact that what Phil Spencer has done for Xbox, and I love that he's taking charge with it. Like,
yeah,
it's the previous person. I don't remember who it was before him. But, like, the other person was just kind of, yeah, it didn't happen. Like, the other person would have just been like, yeah, it happened. Sucks to suck.
Oh,
but Phil Spencer's like, it's a bummer for every gamer out there. Because it is.
What's his name? I should know his name because I remember watching Kind of Funny when he stepped down.
Oh, yeah, the guy before Phil Spencer,
because Phil Spencer
the guy
is what's his exact title?
I want to. He's not. Xbox. I don't think he's the head. I think he's the spokesperson. I think because he's not like the head of it. Because I almost said that.
No, he's the head of Xbox.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. I thought he was the spokesperson.
He's the current executive vice president of gaming at Microsoft, which is the head of Xbox.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't remember who the guy before him was, but
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, because that guy was a shit show. I honestly equate the Xbox One selling as bad as it did to that guy, and it's because he didn't hype it up. It was literally he was just like when he came out to announce the console, he was just like, here you go. Phil Spencer gets into it. Phil Spencer's a great maybe not great, but he's a really good public speaker. He gets the crowd going with him, and that's something that I think is really good to have as an executive, is someone who's fully 100% behind your product. And like I was saying, it's obviously he personally is not taking blame, but he's not going to shit on a game studio for not having a game done.
Let's see. No, would lead Xbox. So it happened in March of 2014. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Was it Donald Matrick? Does that name sound familiar? He used to be the president of interactive entertainment business at Microsoft. Does that name ring a bell, Xbox guy?
What? Oh, sorry, my bad.
Donald Matrick.
Yeah, I think that was probably who it was.
Yeah, then that's who it was, and my Google search was successful. But yeah, that's going to do it for Games Live today. The thing I want to apologize again is for the technical difficulties that we had. Right now, we're not having them, so maybe Streamlabs is going to play nice with me while I try to end this show. I'm sorry for a choppy Twitch stream. I know it's a hassle having to hit refresh, and I'm not being sarcastic there. I truly mean that it's a bitch to do that. Plus on YouTube, I know it fucking sucks having jump cuts, and I hate them. And I know I'm not really a jump cut person, but thank you for understanding our technical difficulties. Thank you, Dave, for popping in. Basically letting me know the one time that it disconnected, because the Soapy, this last topic, I was constantly I wasn't talking. I'm like, make eye contact with the camera. Gotta look to see if it's still working, because I wanted to know exactly when it cut out. But that's going to do it for Games Live. The Discord channel, Twitch, either Sean or Soapy, one of you guys can put in Twitch the link, just !Discord. YouTube, it's down below in the description. Please join it. Be a part of the MVP community. Patreon.com/MVP vids is how you help support us. Make sure we can continue doing the content that we love pushing out for you each and every day. And then that's going to do it. Thank you guys for being such a great fan base. Thank you guys for watching the show yet again. Soapy and I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with less issues. I'm going to restart my router right after the show again. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. And as always, have a good day, everybody.
Bye.